Okay, today I am experimenting. I am putting together a pattern that I bought on Etsy, and I am 199 to 100% sure that it is an AI generated pattern. I don't know if you've been on Etsy lately looking for sewing patterns, but a lot of things that come up are these, they have, these huge titles like Renaissance, medieval, ball gown, blah, 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 right? All of these different things. They're everywhere, and they're all different shop names, but the artwork, everything is pretty much exactly the same on all of these different patterns. They have different names and they have different whatever, but so I thought, you know what? I can spend $2 or $3 for science on one of these patterns and see what see what they're like, see how AI makes a sewing pattern. The ethics of buying one of these does not necessarily sit easy with me. However, I did want to just see what I get from this. I don't know whose pattern the AI may have stolen to create this. But I'm gonna put it together and we'll see what happens. So I am just cutting this out in the smallest size, and we shall see. I wanted to waste as little fabric and paper as possible on this. So, and who knows? Maybe it will be lovely. All right, I am getting started putting together this AI pattern. It seems fairly straightforward. And we're just gonna see how these pieces for this bodice fit together. So, this is side back. This is side back. I have my lining and my fashion fabric pinned together. This is not the right color for lining for this fashion fabric, but this cheapy satin is what I had, and this, whatever this is, are the scraps I had for that. So I'm bag lining essentially. I'm gonna sew along the back edge and around the neckline, and then turn it out, leaving the arm size and the bottom edge free, and I will attach the skirt to the lining, and then fold the outer fabric over the skirt at the waistline. And then I think it says to use a zipper. I don't think I have one here, and I definitely don't have one in a corresponding color, so I may just do some hooks or snaps. Okay, I took a quick look at the instructions, and the instructions do not include lining. You are supposed to just serge all of your raw edges and then finish the neckline with bias tape, or leave raw depending on the fabric, or zigzag or serge. So I think all in all, this will not give you a very beautifully finished dress with those instructions. However, I read through the instructions and they seem easy to follow. So if you were a beginner, I think you could probably follow these instructions. There are instructions in there to set an invisible zipper in, and it also gives instructions for how to do bias tape if you want to do the neckline with bias tape. So in that respect, it is a pretty complete pattern for the instructions. So because I was not following the instructions at all, I have decided to line mine because this fabric is very, very thin and it needs to be lined unless, no, it needs to be lined. I mean, even if you're wearing something underneath it to like a slip or something like that, this fabric is very thin, so it definitely needs to be lined. So I think it could also benefit from some boning in the seams, but I'm not going to do that for this since this is just will this pattern work? So I'm going to clip my seam allowance, or clip my corners, and turn it right side out. And then I'm going to just baste around the arm side just so it stays together, and then I will do the sleeve. The instructions are pretty straightforward for putting the sleeve in and gathering the top and gathering the bottom. And I forgot to cut out the sleeve cuff, so I need to do that, but let's do it. Okay, here is my bodice for the Karen dress. And as I said before, I lined it, even though the pattern did not call for lining. And I have not ironed it or anything, but I was playing around with some trim options. It's a little small for the dress form, but I'm going to set the sleeves in first, but I'm just going to do a basting stitch around the arm size just to hold the lining and the fabric together. And yeah, I'm probably going to add some trim to this. Now, the pattern does not call for trim, and I'll have to look again and even see like if it tells you how much yardage you need or notions or anything. I mean, I know it says that it's supposed to have a zipper, but anyway, that's where this dress is at the moment. I am pretty much done with this AI generated pattern. I just did the bodice, of course. I did add a skirt to it, and I have the sleeves in. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't hemmed it, and I haven't put a closure in the back. It calls for a zipper, but I don't have one in the right color, so I'm going to probably just add some snaps or hooks in the back. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. I mean, obviously it looks sloppy because I have not ironed anything. I added trim to the top, and of course I did line it. I think the trim makes it look better. The sleeves are fine, and you know, I mean, it's an okay pattern, and I guess I would say it's not very well finished as far as the instructions go. It doesn't have a lot of instruction for finishing the dress. I mean, it says to use bias tape around the neckline. I think I talked about that already in the video. But yeah. Is it worth $3 or whatever it is? Because these are always on sale, in quotes. Probably not. Like, I think you'd be better off spending more money from a reputable pattern company, a small business pattern company, that kind of thing, because you can get historically inspired patterns from a lot of different small businesses. And I'm going to link a few of my favorites down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, this delve into AI patterning. And I will see you on our next sewing adventure. Bye.